Well, hello there. Welcome to my job search training. I am so excited that you're here. My name is Mercedes, and I am a career strategist for Black professionals. I'm definitely going to tell you a little bit more about me as we go through this training. But as a quick reminder, right, you signed up for this masterclass, which is all about learning how to launch your dream job search and also learning how to level up your career with these skills, right? And so, as I mentioned, I am a career strategist sitting here in Gainesville, Florida. And my whole goal is to teach you how in your career, right, you can land your dream job, level up your career. And it's really designed for Black professionals who want more, right? Want more passion, want more wealth, more impact and growth. Okay, so let's get right into it. Over the course of the next 45 minutes to an hour or so, sometimes I talk a little bit too much, but I'm going to try and get you all the way there, right? Because I really believe in your success. So in this training, I'm going to teach you how you can go from having zero success in your job search to landing more phone screens, interviews, and of course your dream job, right? Enabling you to have a truly successful and meaningful career. So yay. And I really want to encourage you to stay it till the end. If you do, I'm going to show you how you can get a 100% free one-on-one strategy session for your career to make sure that you, after this class, really take the right steps to make sure that you, again, land that dream job, right? So stay until the end. I will show you exactly how you can get access to that one-on-one career strategy session with me, okay? So before we get started, right, you made time to sign up for this class and attend this training. So I really want to encourage you to get focused and turn off any other distractions. I really want to encourage you to be engaged and really get what you showed up here today to get, right? So just pay attention, and what you put into this class is what you are going to get out of it, all right? So to start off, we are going to have a little bit of a celebration in what I call a career clarity celebration. And what I find is that sometimes Black professionals, they have a lot of ambitions, right? They have these big goals. They have all these options, right? And so how do we really drill that in to ensure that we are going down the career path that is for us? And so before we get into all of this training, right, if you don't know where you're going, none of the things that I'm going to share with you are going to be helpful to you. And so we're going to start off with this career clarity celebration, and I know it's going to be really impactful for you to get clarity in your job search as we move through this training and even afterwards, okay? So we're going to do something called the Ikigai Exercise. Ikigai stands for the reason for being, right? Why are we here? Why have we been placed on this earth, right? And I told you that I primarily coach Black professionals, right, who have a passion and a purpose for life, right? And so I believe that our dream jobs are not things that we just show up to work for a paycheck. I strongly believe that they are things that truly give us life, give us energy, and that are fulfilling to us, right? So that's why we have to ensure that we follow the principles in Ikigai to find our sweet spot. So I want you to basically take a moment, get a piece of paper out, and draw these 4 circles, this Venn diagram looking thing, okay, on your piece of paper. Or if you're not like, if you're like me and you don't draw the circles well, just make 4 lists, okay? And then we're going to go through this, and I'm actually going to give you some examples as we go through this training, and really help drill in why Ikigai, or really this general concept, is so helpful for you, okay? So we're going through these, right? I'm going to start at the top with what you love. So I want you to take a few minutes and write down what you love in one of those circles or lists, okay? And next, I want you to write down, or in that circle, what you are good at. Then I want you to do what you can be paid for and what the world needs, okay? So you're going to fill out all 4 of these, right? So for what you love, right, please feel free to write those things down, whether or not you think that they can be a day job or not, right? Because sometimes we limit ourselves for what we think we can have in our lives and our careers. And in actuality, there are opportunities for us to pursue those things. So I really want to encourage you to write down truly what you love, whether or not you think it's a real career path for you. And then what you're good at, right? So often the things that we are praised for or applauded for at work or in our personal lives by friends and family, those are some of the things that really are within our zone of genius and things that we want to continue doing, right? Likely they give us energy. So write those things down. If you're having troubles with those, again, think about what the people around you say that you do well if you're not sure. One thing, I am not here for the perfectionism, okay? So please, like, even if you're not the best person on the planet, right, at this thing, but people consistently tell you that you are good at it, write that down. All right? Then I want you to write what you can be paid for, right? So where are the jobs? What are people willing to pay you for, right, with your current skill sets or your knowledge, your competencies? Write that down. And then what the world needs, right? So, like, let's look at this, right? There's a lot of different career paths, but where are the jobs really at? Where do you see that as it intersects with the work that you do or have done? What are people really looking to hire, right, in the job market? So these 4 things, you need to bring those all together. And when you find something that intersects all of those things, what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs, that's where your Ikigai is, and that's where you'll find clarity in your career path. So I want to encourage you just to take a quick moment. If you found out what that is in this exercise, go ahead and write that in the chat. I would love to know really where you are in your career and where you think you could be based on this Ikigai exercise. So again, just write in the chat where you found your Ikigai if you feel comfortable. So I'd love for this to be something where you can give me some feedback and share your thoughts and how you feel about these things, okay? So moving forward, right, if you're kind of still working this out, that is okay. Take this exercise and use it later on, right? When you get after the class and you want to still figure things out, continue writing those down, right? The work doesn't have to start here. In fact, when you really, truly do put in the work, later on, that will help you with getting clarity as well. One of the things that I will say is often when we're missing one of these pieces is where we find troubles in our job search, right? So the goal here is, right, to make sure we're successful in our job search, to make sure that it's accelerated, right, that we're not falling into the pitfalls that we often find in our job searches where we aren't getting interviews or aren't getting phone screens or just really don't know what we're doing, right, if you don't have clarity in any of this. So that's where you really need to lean into this, because at the intersection of all of this is your career clarity, right? It's what's going to help you move forward with clarity and understanding. So I want to encourage you today, no matter what you do, if this is the only thing you get out of today, explore where your Ikigai is, because that is truly where fulfillment and meaning is in your career and purpose, right? And that is the whole point, right? We are Team Dream Job. I will say that again. We are Team Dream Job. All right. So I want to know a little bit before we jump into the training. Why are you here today? Like, what caused you to show up today and want to learn more about how you can better yourself in your career and your job search? So there's a couple of options here. And I want you to go ahead and type whatever your reason is in the chat. So whether or not I have 3 reasons that I think that might be. So you can go ahead and type in 1, 2, or 3. Or if there's another reason that I completely missed, like, let me know that in the chat as well, okay? So reason number 1 is you know that you're ready for the next level of your career, but you haven't had the success that you'd like in your job search, right? So you're ready, but like, where's the offer, right? So let me know if that's something that you've been dealing with and that's why you showed up today. So just type 1, okay? And let me know if you're reason 2. Write 2 in the chat box if this is you. So you're in an okay place in your career, but you are still ready to transition to something new, like a new industry, field, or career path. And you're really just here to kind of learn more of the tools and skills to be successful in that. So let me know if you're number 2, reason number 2. Reason number 3 is that you want a fulfilling, meaningful, and happy career, right? So you may not be in a job that's truly fulfilling to you. And so you're really ready to kind of make that move to look at more of your dream job and that type of career path. So let me know in the chat whether you're 1, looking for the next level, number 2, looking for the next opportunity, or number 3, looking for your dream job. It can be 1 or 2 or 3. So just let me know. And I see a lot of 1s coming in. I see a lot of 2s and 3s, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So I see that we have a pretty wide range of what that is and what that means to you. And like I said, if there's something else that caused you to show up today, like absolutely let me know. Okay. So I want you to know that for you, if 1, 2, and 3 really was something that that spoke to you, like you felt, yeah, like I'm definitely going through that, I want you to know that you're in the right place. You're going to get some tools and some resources during this training that's really going to help you. And also at the end, we'll have a Q&A, and I'll be here to support you through some of those questions and just support you, right, in that journey, right? And it's so important no matter which of those stages you are in. So I did mention that I was going to tell you a little bit about me. So of course, we're probably strangers right now. You probably haven't interacted with me much, but like I said, my name is Mercedes. I'm in Gainesville, Florida right now. So I graduated from the University of Florida, and then I stayed in Gainesville. So I was originally from Orlando, which is why I love Disney. Like, oh, love, love, love Disney. I want to be at Disney every day. And so that's a picture of me and my family at Disney, just living our best lives. I know, right? Don't judge me. I'm adult, but I can't, right? I want to be at Disney every day. And then also you'll notice there's a picture of me and my sweet boy, and he's like begging for pets right now. But that's me and my sweet boy Uno. He's a 65-pound pit bull that I adopted, and he's the love of my life. And so then there's a picture of me graduating with my master's degree from the University of Florida. I am in human resources. We're going to talk about that. And so what I have done is I have really moved up the ranks, right? I started as an HR intern. So that's the picture of me in the bottom left, actually, at my very first career fair, which I loved. And I really, that's kind of in that whole experience where I really learned to love just recruitment and what that means to really find and attract the best talent to my employer. So that's me fresh out of college in the bottom left corner. And also me and my lovely mother at a trade show, and I help her with recruitment as well. But as I mentioned, right, in my career path, I moved up through the ranks of human resources. So I started as an intern. Today I'm an HR manager, right, and continuing to grow in my career. But my day job is really executive recruitment. So what I do is I manage kind of an internal executive search firm for the institution that I work for. And over the path of my course of my career, I've hired over 200 professionals. And so I've used that experience to be a career strategist to Black professionals, as I mentioned. It's so important for me. I believe that the more Black professionals we have in the workplace, in places of power, in the hiring process, who are managers, who are leaders, right? That helps our community. And it's something that's so important to me, and why I want to make sure that Black professionals, no matter what level they are, whether they're entry level and fresh out of college, whether they're executives, senior directors, and anywhere in between, specialists, right, managers, I want to make sure that they have the skills, the resources, and the knowledge to be successful in their careers, right? And so I use that experience of over 200 hires, executive and every level, as I mentioned, to really help you in your job search, right? And so as we go through this training, I want you to know something, like keep this at the forefront, right? One, I mentioned my career path, right? I've been very progressive. I've moved up quickly from an intern to an HR manager. And so I've used this same framework to advance to my own dream job, right? Which I am in right now. I love my job. It is a purposeful, meaningful job. And I can't imagine doing anything else. And so, like I said, I'm using these same things in my career that are going to help you. I also know what companies are looking for, right? So every single day I'm talking to hiring managers and search committee panels and interview panels. And so really, I really understand what they're looking for in their ideal candidate, right? I've also partnered with my clients, right, to make sure that they're using these same strategies to get ahead in their career, and we'll talk about that as well. And as I mentioned, I believe that more Black leaders means more Black impact in our communities and in our workplaces. So, yes. Okay, so I want to ask you really quick, right? Because I am so about the dream job. You've heard that, right? I am not about the paycheck. And so I want us to get in the mindset of thinking about the future and what's important to us, and not thinking from a place of I can't have or a place of lack, right? We want to think from a place of abundance. So going into that, going into this training, I want you to have that feeling, right? So I want you to let me know, what would it feel like to show up to your dream job every single day? How would you feel, right? What is that feeling for you? And so for me, it was just a feeling of release and freedom, because from my old job, things had changed a lot, right? The culture wasn't it. I feel like we're getting close to a hostile work environment. Like, it was not it. I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. I need to leave. And so one of the things that I was so happy, just so happy and relieved to have left that workplace and to go to somewhere that I was valued and appreciated for who I am, for my differences, for being a Black woman, right? And so I want you to have that same feeling, but I want to know, what do you think it would feel like? Let me know in the chat. Would you feel happy? Would you feel overjoyed? And then tell me what you would do. Like, how would you, like, what would you do? Okay, where would you go? So let me know that in the chat, all right? And then I think this is kind of self-explanatory, but I think we all want this, right? We all want a job that we are valued, that we love, that we're paid well, and that is just exciting every single day that we go to work. So if this is you, I want you to claim it. Yes, we're claiming it, okay? I want you to write yes in the chat box right now. Just say, yes, this is mine. This is what I want. Say yes, right? Because we're making this commitment today. And I want you to know, if you take nothing else out of this training, right? We have a lot going on, but if you take nothing else out of this training, I want you to know that it does not matter whether or not you think you don't have the right qualification, skills, or experience. I want you to know that you do not have to settle for anything less than your dream job. Okay? So often when we're settling for less, we don't have clarity about our ideal career path. We do not have a job search strategy. And we also do not have a professional brand. But when you have all of those things together, you can truly have a career that you love, even if you don't think you have the right skills, qualifications, or abilities, okay? So we're going to go through those things so that they can help you and I can help you achieve those things, all right? And to do that, I have this beautiful model. And today we're going to go through stages 1 through 3, right? This is my career success path. So whether you're my coaching client or you're in one of my trainings, this is how I teach. And so today we are going through stages 1 through 3. Okay, we do not have time to go through stages 1 through 6. You would be here for a very long time. And so I'm going to try and give you exactly what you need to move forward and make positive change in your job search and your career today. And that's why 1 through 3 is going to be really helpful for you, okay? So on today's journey, we're going to talk about, as I mentioned, all of these stages. The first stage is the dreamer stage, where we're getting clarity around our job search. The second stage is the strategist stage, where we're really creating a strategy that's going to help us move forward. The next one is the elevator stage, where that's where we have a solid strategy and we're really building ourselves up for how we can better position ourselves in our careers and our job search. Then I'm going to tell you exactly how you can continue on the career success path after this training. And then we'll have a Q&A session at the end. So stage one, the dreamer stage, as I mentioned, all about clarity in your career, okay? So I want you to take a moment, right? Because this is truly where clarity comes from. I'm not kidding you. I want you to ask yourself, be honest with yourself for a minute. Why haven't you pursued your dreams? Why today are you in a job that you don't love, that people don't value you, that people are rude or demeaning to you? Why haven't you pursued your dreams and what you really want? And whatever that answer is likely your barrier to success, okay? So think about that really quickly, okay? And so for me, I thought, well, maybe I won't find another job that's this flexible, or that I really have a good relationship with my boss. Maybe I won't find that out there. And that was my barrier, because as soon as I understood that better was out there for me, I was able to believe that I could pursue those things. So I want to encourage you to dive deep, answer yourself, and then challenge those thoughts, okay? And once you do that, I want you to make a commitment to yourself today that you are going to overcome those barriers, and you are going to make a commitment today to pursue your dreams, right? Because I'm giving you the tools to do it, so you won't have any excuses, okay? All right. So Ikigai, right? So we have this clarity. We have these thoughts, right? Where would I love to be, right? We have this feeling that we're moving into. And then we have this tool, Ikigai, as we did that career clarity celebration at the beginning, that says, okay, I have all of these things. I have clarity now. But this is it's very large, right? It's about your entire career path. So I want to give you some additional tools that are going to help you be more practical in this approach to pursuing what is your Ikigai, your sweet spot, where all four of these things overlap, okay? So in order to get clarity, I want you to ask yourself these three questions, right? So these questions are going to help you do long-term and take you back into right now. So the farthest question, right, in terms of timeline, is the first one, where it asks, when you retire, what will you be able to say about your career, right? And that's immediately going to be able to help you define and decide what you really want in your career and where your career path should be, right? And so we're not being reasonable about this. We're not thinking about what we feel is possible. We're saying, when I retire, what do I want to be able to say? Write that down. Do not doubt yourself when you answer this question. The second one is, what is the next level in your career, right? So you have this far path, but in order to get there, what is the very next step that you have to take in your career to get there? That's what this question is. Answer that. And we're going to come even further into the present now, and we're going to ask a question that says, what do you need to get there? What knowledge, skills, and abilities do you need to get to the next level, right? So you see how we've kind of staggered it. We have this really far off goal. What's the next level? And what do I need to do right now to get there? The knowledge, skills, and abilities that's needed to make that next step, right? And that's how we truly get to leveling up our career. And so I'm going to give you an example of my own career clarity example that helps me, right, when I am not exactly sure what I'm doing or where I'm going, and to give you an example to write your own, right? So my Ikigai is progressive human resources. So I don't want a human resources office. I will not do it, where it's process driven, where it's by the rules, and it's just, we're just pushing paper, or we're just doing discipline. I will never thrive in that environment. I want an environment that's progressive, forward thinking, innovative, right? That's the type of career path that I want, right? Progressive human resources. That's where my Ikigai is. That's where I'm excited, and that's what I love to do. And then thinking about retirement, right? So one day I want to be able to say that I was a chief human resources officer. So, right, the head HR person who is able to transform the workplace, right? And ensure that it's people-centered, right? Not financially driven, not something that is just process, but that is truly transformational, right? And then my next level, right? I told you I'm an HR manager now. The next level in my career would be an HR director, or maybe an assistant or associate director. And what I need to get there is I need to ensure that I have strong HR leadership in my background. I need to have overseen transformational projects. I need to have a highly productive team. And maybe I need to get my senior certification in human resources, right? So these are all things that I have really taken the FAR approach, found my Ikigai, what's my next steps. This is something that you can definitely repeat for yourself, and that it will really help you move forward, okay? And I want to make it clear, right? Because you may come out of this exercise saying, well, I don't know what I want in my career. Maybe I want this. Maybe I want this. I want you, for the purposes and the success of your career, and specifically your job search right now, that you only pick one career path, right? It doesn't have to be one job title. That's not what I mean. One type of career path that you are going to commit to pursuing today. And that's going to be your number one driver of success, right? So we're going to ignore all of the things out there. It's not to say that later on down the line, you decide that you want something different for yourself. That's not it at all. But today, for the purposes of moving forward and being successful and not have our job search drag out for years, no, I don't think it'll be years, but you know what I'm saying, okay? But for the purposes of being successful, I want you to pick one path and I want you to follow it. It's going to help ensure that you're successful in your job search, okay? Also, if you have any questions, please do type them in the chat. I will definitely get to them and make sure that your questions are answered, okay? So please do use the chat box, okay? So stage 2 is the strategist stage, right? This is all about creating strategy for your career. And so it doesn't matter who you are, what you're looking for, right? There are certain job search strategy essentials that we all need to examine and move forward with a consistent strategy, okay? And the way I like to do this for individuals is to break this down, right? We have basic strategies that everyone needs to do, or everyone needs to implement in their job search. And then we have advanced strategies, and we're going to talk about those, but you only need to pick one of those. I'll tell you why. And then you're going to pick your strategies, right? So we have basic strategies, advanced strategies, and the strategies that you are committing to use and leverage in your job search, okay? So basic, essential job search strategies, right? So these, like I said, everyone must have. You must have a resume, okay? Otherwise, you're not applying to anything. You must have a cover letter. Now, I know this is controversial. People are like, cover letters, yes or no? Yes, cover letters. If you have a company that doesn't want your cover letter, then don't submit it. But cover letters are really, really great when they're done well. They really help you to show and portray your professional brand in a way that a resume cannot. So I am a proponent of cover letters when they're going to be helpful, okay? Or when they're asked for, or they don't really care. Definitely do a cover letter, okay? And the last part is communication. People miss this. People just apply and they never send a follow-up communication to the employer, to the hiring manager, to the recruiter, okay? We need a communication strategy, and I'm going to tell you about that as we move through stage 2. But please communicate. All right, so we had our basic strategies, and like I said, everyone has to do those. But for your advanced job search strategies, I have 4 that I really highly recommend. There are some others out there that aren't as useful, but there are 4. And what I really recommend is that you only pick one of these in your job search. And the reason why is that likely when we're currently employed, we do not have the capacity to do more than one of these well. While we're employed and we're currently looking for opportunities, we need to be consistent and choose one of them. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. If you're unemployed, then you probably, and you don't have anything else that's really weighing on your time, right? Then yeah, of course, pick more than one of them, right? You have the capacity to do that. But right, here are the 4, right? So the first one is networking. And that's, of course, when you're getting yourself out there, making connections, meeting people. And the best way to do this is really by building a relationship, getting to know other professionals, sharing information, and just learning more about the opportunities that are out there, right? Networking is not about trying to get somebody to refer you or send you jobs, okay? If you're networking that way, it's not going to help you. LinkedIn is all about updating your LinkedIn and engaging with people on LinkedIn, sending emails and things like that to build connections on LinkedIn and help your profile get some additional attention so that you can either be contacted for jobs or find jobs by connecting with people on LinkedIn. The next one is research. Not everybody uses research. I am going to tell you about how I love to research for jobs and why it's something that's really helpful. Research is all about learning about the company, the job, and the department, or maybe the unit, whatever, right? It doesn't really matter. They use all the different names, right? But, or maybe even the team that you're interested in working at. This is really helpful if you have a dream job at a specific organization or company, right? But just learning so much that when you show up to an interview or when you tailor your materials, you know so much that it gives you kind of an upper edge from candidates that don't tailor their materials as well. Skill building, this is really helpful if you're transitioning from one career path to another. Skill building is all about learning new skills as it relates to the career path that you want to be in, whether that's certifications, going back to college, shadowing, interning, those types of things. That's skill building, right? And so there's a lot of different components to these. We don't have time to go through each of those in detail, but like I said, pick one of these as your core strategy and move forward, right? That'll be your strategy. Okay, the job search cycle, right? So we were talking about communication here. Whether or not you know it, you need to be following a job search cycle. So when you apply for a job, right, you need to really think about this as being a cycle and what do I need to do at each stage to be organized and successful. And so what I really recommend is that, again, to be successful, you really narrow down the amount of jobs that you're applying to, right? Only apply for about, like 5 jobs at a time, okay? That's going to give you the time to tailor your materials and also leverage your advanced strategy, right? So you apply, you message on LinkedIn, you apply, you do some research, right? Whatever your skill is, that gives you time to do that instead of applying to 30 jobs and not really getting any traction. And to be honest with you, in my last job search, before I landed what I would consider my dream job, I only applied for like 10 positions. I kid you not. It's so much more helpful and you'll be less stressed, okay? So you apply, we're going through the cycle now. So you apply, you send a follow-up email. Thank you, really excited for this opportunity. Here's my skills, can't wait to find out what's next, right? Obviously in a little bit more professional phrase, but really that's the core of that message. You get a phone screen, right? Hopefully it's successful. You send a follow-up email to those who were on that phone screen or whoever it was, right? Send a tailored message about what you learned, how what you learned more, you could really add value in these additional ways. Thank them for their time, right? Gratitude, okay? These are things that shows what kind of person you are and also gives them insight and more awareness of you as a candidate versus others who didn't, right? Hopefully you get an interview. You're going to do 2 follow-ups. You are going to send follow-up email with the same exact structure, almost as a phone screen, but maybe some more information. You're also going to send a thank you card. Mercedes, how do I send a thank you card? Okay, I know maybe you're probably not asking me that, but like, come on, let's get a business card. You can find out what their address is, send them a thank you card, at the very least an email. That's going to help you stand apart from other candidates. And the last part is, right, you want to hopefully negotiate your offer, right? And so when you get to this stage, sometimes people, when they get to the interview stage, they stop applying to positions. No. keep going, because the best thing that you can do is to have 2 offer letters to negotiate, right? You can have one offer, one company offering you this much, you're secure because you have 2. It really gives you a good point to really ask for what you're worth based on the market. And then hopefully you're able to accept one and decline the other, right? When you get your best offer. Or setup, right? There's other things from a total reward standpoint, like benefits, right? So think about all those things. All right. Again, write your questions in the chat, but I'm going on to stage 3, the elevator stage, okay? This is about after you've got your strategy in place, what are some of the additional things that you can do to level up you as a professional and make sure that you're accelerating through your job search, right? So no 6-month job searches. We're talking about 90 days, all right? The number one way that you can do that is professional branding. Candidates who truly understand their value and what they can do from a professional branding standpoint outperform candidates every single time. If you are not getting interviews, if you are not getting offer letters after you interview, it is probably a professional branding issue. People like to blame their resume, but their resume would be on fire if they had a good professional brand, okay? I'm sorry, I'm getting off the soapbox. We're going on. So what are the components of your professional brand? Okay, at face value, we have your experience, right? Your work experience, your volunteer experience, what you've done, what your titles were, your skills, right? Your abilities and your knowledge. Like what skills, abilities, and knowledge do you bring to the table holistically, right? If you're challenged with this, like look at examples online of what other people have put in their resumes, on their LinkedIn profiles. You could look at position descriptions, like really get a sense for who you are in each of these stages from a professional branding standpoint, right? Because that'll help you really point out what makes you unique, right? Because everybody doesn't have these skills, you do, and they're a core part of who you are as a professional, all right? But I want you to go one step further, because your professional brand does not just stop at those pieces. And so to help you go further, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I hope that you take the time to let me know those in the chat. So the first thing is for you to tell me who you are, right? So tell me what kind of professional you are, what your background is, what you do. Let me know that in the chat. You can talk about your hard skills, your soft skills, your technical skills, right? Just tell me who you are. And that could sometimes be as easy as just telling me your job title or your education or what kind of career path you're looking at, right? Tell me who you are, and a lot of those intersect with your experience, skills, abilities, and knowledge. But we're going to go a little bit further, and I also want you to tell me why you're awesome, right? Because truly top candidates, they are awesome, right? And they are able to define what makes them awesome. So whether or not that's their accomplishments or something that they've been awarded for or recognized for. Now, I'm not saying you have to get an award every time, but there's something about you that if you're gainfully employed, there's something about you that makes you awesome, that makes you do your work well, that makes you excel in things that you do, right? This is for ambitious, motivated, right, passionate, and Black professionals. So I know if that's true about you, you have something about you that you consider an accomplishment or things that you're proud of doing. So tell me what those are. The next thing is tell me why an employer would want you and how you add value, right? So tell me, what are the things that you could do, right? How would you add value to their company, their process, their procedure, their way of doing things, how easy it is to work with you, whatever it is, define those things, because that's truly the tipping point. Candidates who are able to align why an employer would want them and truly tell that story, right? We're not just talking about, okay, well, I can file papers, I can use Outlook. You know, we're not talking about those things. We are truly talking about things that are going to add value, shape and change, add to the company that we're working for. And we have to have stories that back those up. So I want you to think about times that you've done this in your career, how you've added value. If you're really struggling to say how the future company would value you and why they would value you, it's often for what you've been able to do in the past. Okay, so make that connection there. The answer is that I can add value to your company by doing what I've already done for you, right? Doing it better than what you had before. Okay, absolutely powerful for your professional brand. So to drill it all in, all right, I told you I'm going to tell you my story, right? How I transitioned to my dream job. I had that terrible culture in the company that I was working for, and I was ready to transition. And like I had mentioned, I applied to about 10 jobs. And I was ready for that opportunity and also really excited to work for one of those employers. And so even before I applied to that job, I made sure that I was ensuring that I would be positioned as the perfect fit. Okay. So there's many ways that you can do that. But for me, one of the big things is that I research, right? So I understood what they were looking for in their ideal candidate. I researched the goals of the group that I was going to be working with. I Googled the hiring manager and those who were in the organizational structure. And I truly just got an understanding for their goals, where they were looking to be, where they wanted to go. And then I tailored all of my materials, my interview answers to that. So to kind of put that into perspective, what did that mean? So I looked up this firm, right? They're an internal executive recruitment firm. So what did I do? I go and look up all of the things that they're doing, right? And I'm actually an HR generalist, which means I'm doing all different things in human resources, whether that's benefits or messing with our human resources system, recruitment. I'm doing all of those things. But guess what? When I showed up to interview and when I filled out my resume, I tailored my resume to recruitment-centric things. So some people feel like they cannot take out those other skills and abilities or experiences that they had because it was the bulk of their job. No, employers want to know, again, how you can add value to their team. So they think if you have all of these other things out there, which, okay, I know it doesn't make sense. They think if you have all those other things out there, you're less likely to do a good job at what they're looking for. And that's what you want to avoid, because that's one of the ways that your resume, or you can get screened out, right? So your resume or your interview. And so because I truly understood what they wanted, I tailored all of my material, as I mentioned. I sold and packaged my story in a way that they were going to receive and really immediately see the connection there. And because of that, I got the job. I want to show you another story of one of my clients, Destiny. She is a civil engineer. And so she was out of college. She had a really strong technical background in interpersonal skills. So I know y'all know that, right? Sometimes we get these technical people and like nobody wants to work with them because they're crazy. No, not really, not crazy, but right, they're difficult people. But that wasn't her. She had a really strong interpersonal skills, strong technical background. She also had this really great internship experience and extracurricular activities. And somehow when she was going through her job search, she was not getting any results, not getting any interviews. So, right, she comes to me, I'm helping her out. I revised her resume in the way that I just shared with you, that professional branding, that true understanding about clarity, about where she wants to be. And she was able to work with me to revise that resume and land her dream job, right? So it was just one of those things where she wasn't connecting the dots. She wasn't saying all of the things that she had experienced, her leadership skills, really the technical skills that she had. They were not portrayed correctly on her resume. But when we worked together and we were able to do that, Destiny actually landed her dream job before she even graduated. So I don't know if there's any recent grads or graduates that are about to graduate. But that's a huge deal, right? To be able to say, oh, I have to go back home to my parents. I know, right? I'm from Florida. But basically, right, that's such a huge win. And so she celebrated, right, because this huge relief was off of her chest. And she went to Barcelona to celebrate. Okay, party, party. So this is her, Destiny, in Barcelona, living her best life after she had already pursued and landed her dream job before she graduated, okay? So now thinking about that, again, this forward-thinking thought of where do I want to be from a mindset of abundance, I want to ask you, what would you do if you landed your dream job today? All right. Destiny went to Barcelona. For me, I always love to celebrate by eating and wine. I love me some sweet wine, some Moscato, some sparkling wine, okay? Boozing it up over here. I want you to let me know in the chat, what would you do if you landed your dream job? What would you do? Where would you go somewhere? Would you celebrate? What would you do with family? What is it for you? Let me know in the chat, okay? And like I said, Destiny went to Barcelona. I went to eat. This can look different for everybody, but go ahead and let me know what you would do. And so keeping in that mindset, I want to know, would you like me to teach you exactly how you can find, pursue, and succeed in your ideal career path and land your dream job? If so, I want you to type yes in the chat box. Just type yes, 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 yes. Okay, I see some yeses, yes, yes, yes. Yes, this is like a no-brainer, right? Yes. I'm glad that you're ready to make that leap. And it's something that's important to you. So before we go and do that, right, I want to know why you're here, right? So you want these things, but what made you show up today? What's going on in your career path that is really forcing you to say, you know what, I'm ready to learn, Mercedes. I'm ready to learn exactly how I can find, pursue, and succeed in my ideal career path, right? And I know you showed up today, even though you got all the things, right? You sit in this training. So tell me, why are you here? I want you to write in the chat which one of these apply to you. So the first one could have been that you feel stuck. Let me know if you feel stuck in your job search in the chat. And how I think that feels is like you feel like you've done everything you can in your job search, tweaking your resume, changing your interviews, looking up all the tips online, but still you haven't made it to the next level or seen any results in your job search, right, that yielded an offer letter to your dream job. So let me know if right now you feel stuck. Right, stuck in the chat. Okay, let me know if you feel overwhelmed, right? This is kind of a different feeling, right? Or you feel like you've learned so much about your job search or your potential career path, or maybe even advice that you've got from other people in terms of your job search and career development, but still you don't know how to get started on your job search, or you don't know what to do next. So let me know if you feel overwhelmed in the chat. Let me know if you feel frustrated. So frustration, right, is when you feel like, oh man, I know I'm talented. I know I could do this job. I know if I just got a chance, like I could be great. But no matter what you do, and despite feeling that way, you don't land your dream job. So if that's you, let me know in the chat if you feel frustrated. And I see a lot coming in. I see frustrated, overwhelmed, stuck. So thank you so much for sharing those things with me. I know that those are not great things to be feeling when you go into your job search, right? Just like crappy. Okay. But I think the great thing is that right now, you also feeling that way and having gone through this training, you may feel like you are ready to succeed. So I want you to write succeed, right? We're claiming it, we're owning it. It's ours. I'm taking it. Let me know if you are ready to succeed. Write succeed in the chat box to claim that as yours. And what succeed really means to me, right, when I'm with my coaching clients or somebody who's really ready to get to the next level in their career, it means that they're ready to take control of their career, right? Make that commitment to put in the work to reach those goals, right? So we talked about barriers. We talked about branding and getting clarity, right? So it's putting in the work to get clarity on those things, move forward and be consistent, right? That's what it means to succeed in your job search. So let me know in the chat again if you're ready to succeed. And if you are ready to succeed, which I think you probably are, I want you to know, I want you to write in the chat option 1 or 2. Because the way I see it, you only have 2 options right now. You said you're going through these things, but you're ready to succeed. And I think right now you have 2 options in front of you. So option 1 is that you continue to try and figure out your job search, but still you don't implement a strategy, the type of strategy that we worked or talked about today, you don't implement that strategy to support your job search and your career goals. And as a result, you keep applying to new jobs, but ultimately you don't make any progress towards landing your dream job. Or you're an option 2 kind of person. And option 2 is when you 100% to commit to pursuing your ideal career path and pursuing your dream job by creating the perfect job search strategy for you right now using a proven job search roadmap. Okay, so let me know if you're an option 1 person or an option 2 person in the chat. And I think I already know what that is. Yep, I see all those twos. We get a lot of option 2s. We have like people, strings of 2s. Okay, I'm seeing where people are passionate about 2. If you are an option 2 type of person, I'm going to invite you to join the Black Professionals Academy, which truly is your proven roadmap to success. All of those things I've been talking about and how you can continue to move forward on that career success path can absolutely be found in the Black Professionals Academy. And if you're an option 2 person, I'm inviting you to join today. All right. And I design, like I said, I'm passionate about Black professional success. And so I created this program for Black professionals. It is the only job search program designed specifically for Black professionals pursuing purposeful and successful careers. And so it's more than just something that is a program. It's really more of a membership that's designed to teach, right? And designed for action and for success, right? And so what that means is that in the Black Professionals Academy, you will learn how to pursue the career that you really want. Learn the skills and the knowledge needed to land your dream job, and using all that to make meaningful impact and success in your career. And from that abundancy mindset, build that legacy for you and future generations ahead of us, right, for our community. And so if you decide to join the Black Professionals Academy, it is, well, gonna be amazing. But when you join, you're gonna learn these things over the course of the academy that's gonna enable you to be successful, right? So you're gonna continue to get clarity on your ideal career path and how you can pursue that meaningful career. You're actually also going to learn how to figure out what your next career move is, right? And build a strategy around that to move forward and ensure that you transition into your dream job. You're also going to learn a little bit more about those tools and resources and learning how to elevate your career path, right? To accelerate and get there faster, right? Team dream job in 90 days, right? Not 6 months plus, okay? So these things are around resumes, interviewing, networking. Some of it really goes deeper into some of the things we've already been talking about. You'll also learn how to accelerate your job search, right? So you'll learn these advanced strategies so that you're not really slowing down, but you're using these strategies strategically to help you move forward. It's also going to tell you how you can continue to be successful, right? So hopefully you're the champion of your own career, you turn it up a notch, and you ensure that you've not only landed your dream job, but you have a plan to be successful for your first 90 days, right? Because we know that's absolutely proven to ensure that you're going to be successful long-term at this employer, right? Have good relationships and be successful in that. And then afterwards, you get past your 90 days and you're like, well, what's next? How do I ensure that, right, at retirement, I can say that I did this, right? We can have that passion and that legacy piece, right? So after we've successfully transitioned into this career, aligning that with our goals and having a clear path to long-term success in the next 10, 20, 30 years. So the Academy is going to help you do all of that. And as I mentioned at the beginning, right, I have this formula, the career success path, that's going to help you through each of those stages and teach you all of those things as we go through. And right, we have this, you'll have a complete training, right? So the training will take you through each of these stages: dreamer, strategist, elevator, catalyst, champion, and visionary stages. So you'll get this support through each and every one of these. This entire training has been valued at over $100, okay? And so I've packed a lot of training and resources in there to ensure that you're successful. So as I mentioned, you'll get each of those training modules. You'll also get PDF workbooks and templates to help you move forward as well, right? So like, oh my gosh, how do I write this communication template? It's going to be there for you. But not only that, you'll also get one of my favorite bonuses, which is career challenges. So as a community, we'll work on some of these things in our career together. And the great thing about that is you have me to coach you through those. And you're also able to get momentum as you move forward because we're working through these things together, right? It kind of helps you set goals based on the challenge and helps you move forward, okay? That's a $199 value because we do those throughout the year. And I want you to let you know if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, okay, but Mercedes, like you're different. Maybe these clients that you're talking to, they're different than me. And so I want to let you know that if I can do it, you can absolutely do it. When I started learning all of these different skills, right, I was in human resources, but I did not have a coach. But I truly understood what it meant to develop in my career. And then also with that career path and recruitment, I truly understood what that meant. And so you don't have to learn it this way. You can get all the skills. You don't have to figure it out yourself. But the fact is that I am just a normal human being. You are a normal human being. We're Black. We're excellent. We're magic. We're bold. And we can absolutely do this together. So I believe that you're more than capable. So as I mentioned, if you decide to join me today, you'll get the Career Success Path training, you'll get the bonus career challenges, but you'll also get access to my master classes, our live master classes. So just like we're having this training super packed with knowledge to help you move forward, I will be doing master classes on each quarter to help you move forward in some of these key areas, okay? And my number one bonus is my weekly group coaching call. So every single week in what I call the Black Professionals Academy office hours, you can join me live and really get coaching in the group setting. And so you can ask questions. You can ask questions about what's going on in your career, even HR questions, or questions about the content, right? To ensure, again, that you're moving forward. And from a strategy standpoint, ensure that you're moving in the right direction. You're not losing track, right, of what your true goals are. And that happens sometimes when you don't have accountability of coaching. So as I mentioned, right, you'll have the career success path, you'll have the career challenges, the master classes, and the group coaching. All of these things have been valued at over $2,000 a year, benchmarked at other programs that do not necessarily specifically serve Black professionals, but are on these topics, okay? But I don't believe in charging anybody $2,000. It's not my thing. I want this. I know I mentioned to you that this is super important for me to ensure that Black professionals are successful, right? That they're not missing out on opportunities or jobs or their dream jobs because they don't have access to this information. And so if you do decide to join today, and I hope that you do because I would be really excited to work with you, you can join today for just $37 a month, right? Not $2,000. Just $37 per month, and that does not equal $2,000 a year, right? So it's important for me that this is successful. So what I am doing, you should see a little button there where you can go ahead and enroll right now and get instant access to the Academy, again, for $37 a month. You can also go directly to this link. It's https://www.mercedesswan.com/BPA. So the acronyms of Black Professionals Academy. Or you can click the link that's over the chat box and go ahead and enroll right now. Again, get access to this for only $37 a month, okay? One of the best things about the Academy is that it's going to grow and move with you, right? And so what that means is, like, if you have landed your dream job, which I know you will, you can cancel this at any time. You're not stuck into an annual contract. It's really easy to cancel. You can do it from the membership portal, or you can send me an email and I'll cancel it within 24 hours. And so it's just something that's easy and flexible and affordable. And that's the way I want it to be. And right here's my all the way live bonus. Okay. So I mentioned at the beginning of the call, if you stay until the beginning, I will show you exactly how you can have a one-on-one career strategy session with me. That will be a 30-minute session. And if you enroll within this period of time, I will make sure that you have a one-on-one session with me. And what that's designed to do is to ensure, like, if you have any questions or barriers or things that are holding you back or burning questions, that you have that opportunity to really get that straight with me. I'm a career coach, like I mentioned, and so I have these conversations all of the time. And that session is included for free, right? Outside of this, that session is not $37, okay? So if you join today or before the end of the period, which is 7 days, you will get the all the way live bonus, okay, with me. And that only happens if you enroll in the academy, but it is completely free when you do. No extra cost. Okay, so like I mentioned, there is the link that says enroll now. Go ahead and click that if you want to join the Black Professionals Academy, if you're really excited about having success and having this really purpose-driven dream job. I'm going to make sure that you get there in the Black Professionals Academy. You can join for just $37 a month. You can click that button or go to www.mercedesswan.com/BPA. All right. So if you decide to join, this is what you'll see. You click on that enroll now button, you end up on my checking page. This is what it kind of looks like. It's $37. You see it right there. You put in your information. It is a 100% secure checking website, and it's through external payment processes. So it is completely secure. You can also do PayPal as well. And then you fill in your details, and then you hit purchase. And then you check out and you have this beautiful confirmation page with these beautiful melanated, exciting professionals that says you're in the Black Professionals Academy. You are officially in, and I'm here celebrating with you, right? So hopefully you do that, and I get to continue working with you in the academy. So after you've done that, you know you're in, right? You saw that screen, and then you'll get an email from me that says, welcome to the Black Professionals Academy. You'll learn how to log in. You'll have a welcome email on how to really get started in the academy to make sure that you are successful. To make sure that you all are clear, right? It is a full training portal here, so you need to log in. This is what the login page looks like. You just set up your email and password when you check out. And so whatever it is that you set up, you'll type in there, click submit, and then you'll get immediate access to your members area. This is what it looks like. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so when you get in there, I want you to click that button right there. It's a little play button. And that's the best way to start to get acclimated to the portal, again, to ensure that you get all of the resources and materials that are in there. You open that up, and then here's our welcome video. Welcome to the Black Professionals Academy, okay? You read through that, you watch it, and it's going to tell you how to navigate through the portal and how to access each of the different areas, like the member events area and the career success path area for those trainings. So definitely, I want to congratulate you and be excited that you have decided to join. So just let me know in the chat if you're going to join. I definitely want to know, and then I want you to head right into the portal and look at this welcome video, okay? So exciting. All right, so again, you can join today. We're going to go into a Q&A for our frequently asked questions, and if you've listed any questions in the chat, I will try and get to those as well. But like I said, while we're going through these chats, I really, really encourage you, through these questions, I really, really encourage you. I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate your commitment to have success in your career. So let me know in the chat if you are enrolling, because I'm super excited for you, and we're going to have so much fun. I know I sound kind of like I'm going to like a sleepover and I'm a child. But anyway, we're going to have fun. It's going to be great. We're going to have success. And you are going to be so awesome in the Black Professionals Academy. Okay? So there are some questions that we will get to, but some of the things that people kind of think about when they're joining this, and I said that because it's from a place of not feeling like you can do it, right? And I am so certain, right? No more settling, moving forward. And so right now you may be thinking that you don't have the right knowledge, skills, or abilities to succeed in your job search. And I guarantee you that it's not that you don't have those skills, it's because you have not defined your professional brand. And I'll reference the question or the story that I shared about one of my clients, Destiny. She wasn't having a good time in her job search. She wasn't getting any results. Why was that? It was because she did not have her professional brand in order. She didn't know her material. She didn't have those right. And so when she got those right, she was able to excel and land her dream job. So I know that in the academy, for sure, you're going to learn those skills to ensure that even if right now you don't feel like you have the knowledge, skills, and abilities, you're going to learn how to package them and how to be successful in your career, right? Despite all of that. And right, also mindset, because you can do it, okay? So join. Another thing that you may say is, look, I have sunken hours of work into my job search before, but it didn't really make any difference in my job search. So like, what's the difference now? And I think the true difference is this framework, right? So I mentioned that there is the career success path, but you have so many resources readily available for you, whether it's a job search planner, the mobile app, those training videos, right? It is truly this resource that's going to support you. And it's going to ensure that this is done with ease, right? It's organized. It's telling you exactly what to do and when to do it. So even if you've sunk in all of those hours in before, it's absolutely going to make a difference because it takes out the guessing game of what to do next or why in your job search, okay? So you're going to start getting the results when you put those hours into your job search. For all of those people who put overwhelmed in the chat earlier, okay? You're like, I feel overwhelmed already in my job search. There isn't enough time. And so the great thing about the academy is that it is at your pace, right? And that's why I wanted to ensure that it was an affordable membership so that you could continue being in the academy for as long as you need to be successful. So whether or not you're going through things in your personal life, whether that was loss of family, sickness, or just stress at work that's not helping, that's not allowing you to be successful outside of work, the academy is there on demand at your pace, giving you the support where you need to in your job search. And you won't feel overwhelmed because it's just one video after the other, right? And when you go through each of those videos, you'll begin to capitalize on that and feel clarity in that journey, okay? Okay, I know all of our people out there, as much as I said, we're talking about abundance and we're claiming our future and we're claiming our success in our job search. Like you may say, okay, what if I go on this journey? What if I enroll in the academy and I still don't land my dream job? And my answer to you is that this process really gets results. So if you're willing to put in the work, you want to succeed, you will get the results that you need in your job search. And so just to give you some motivation, right, to tell you about this framework and just share, again, my personal story. This is my position when I was awarded an interview for the HR manager position where I'm now in, right? And the thing about that, right, is I didn't have any management experience before I went in this, right? I had managed some interns, but I didn't truly have on paper what would be the perfect candidate for this role, right? The perfect candidate would be maybe somebody that already was a manager before, and that wasn't me. But what I'm saying is that you put in the work, you leverage these tools, you follow the framework, you will see results in your job search, whether it's interviews or resumes or getting a promotion, right? So I'm about to get to the Q&A, but I really want to encourage you, just click the button in the chat, enroll now, or go to mercedeswan.com/BPA to enroll now. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for those of you who are already enrolling. I'm just, yeah, so excited. So welcome, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Okay, so we're going to go and jump right into the Q&A. And again, if you are joining, you plan on joining today, just let me know in the chat. I want to celebrate you at the end. All right, so Q&A. All right, so I have some questions that have come in. So let's see. So the first question is, how does the subscription work? So it is a monthly subscription. As I mentioned, it's $37. The price does not go up, and it's once a month. So it really does 30 days from the initial day that you paid, and it will just automatically renew. Again, you can always cancel whenever you'd like, either in the membership portal or by sending me a message. I think you'll find that you're having you'll have really great resources on there, and that will be helpful to you. But for any reason, right, it's monthly and affordable, so it'll be helpful to you. Okay, what's next? Okay, so it says, I don't think I can afford this right now. Okay, so I want you to know that, like, I never want anybody to be in a bad situation financially by enrolling in this, right? Like, we have duties and obligations to our families, to ourselves. And if this is going to put you in a bad place financially, you absolutely have a lot of tools from this masterclass to move forward. And so when you're able to, I'd really encourage you to join. It's absolutely going to help. But if this is something that's going to put you in not a great place financially, it's the, right, it's the best decision. And so, yeah, I understand. Okay. Next question is, does this include one-on-one coaching? Okay, so one-on-one coaching is outside of this program. You can send me a message if you are interested later. My email is hello@mercedesswan.com, but this does not include one-on-one career coaching. Now, the great thing is that we are still a pretty small group, so our group coaching is still really coherent and also really allows me to speak to you all individually and just really dive in to what your particular barriers are, or your struggles. And so though there is not one-on-one coaching directly included in this, I think you will definitely get the support you need in the academy through the group coaching, okay? The one exception to this is if you do join now, you will get the one-on-one strategy session with me. That's the one time at the beginning to ensure that you're successful and have the things to be successful. And you chat with those things through me so you can move forward. That's the one exception where you do have one-on-one coaching. Okay. Next question is, I don't know how to package my skills. Does this product help with that? Yes, the Black Professionals Academy definitely helps with that. So there are things throughout this entire academy that are going to help you with that, whether that's a professional branding piece, whether that's a resume writing, interviewing, boot camp. There are so many resources. Oh, star stories that tell you how to kind of come up with stories that showcase your accomplishments and things that you've done. There is just so much packed into this academy that's going to help you really learn how to package your skills, right? And that's, again, as I mentioned, what top candidates are able to do in their career. They truly understand that. And yeah, academy is definitely going to help you. So I hope you enroll. Okay. People ask me this question all the time. So it says, how many pages should a resume include? Or how many pages should a resume be? All right, fam, don't be upset. I love y'all. Don't be mad at me. A resume should include what is most important and most relevant to the position. So I talked to you about how I tailored my resume. I tailored my experiences that were most relevant and most important to the position that I was interviewing for. And so if you need 2 pages to do that, then yeah, use 2 pages. But sometimes if you have way more pages, like if you have 2 years of job experience and your resume is 5 pages, okay, listen, I said there was no like magic number, but that probably means that you're not including the most relevant and most important information. So every line in your resume, look at that position description and say, hey, is this relevant? Is this important to the position that I'm applying for? Yes, keep it on your resume. No, take it off. And I know it's going to be painful in the beginning, but it'll really help you. So like, I mean, if you obviously have like less than 5 years of experience, like your resume should not be over a page, okay? I mean, just think about it, right? We don't need huge paragraphs. We need really tailored specific things that are going to support you, okay? Okay, do I have to pay the $292,000? Sorry, or does the price go up? No, you do not have to pay $2,000. The Academy is not $2,000. The Academy is, like I mentioned, designed to be affordable, but those are what's out there being charged for other programs like it that include this amount of resources and guidance. And so I do not charge that much. You will never be charged that much. And the price, once you enroll at that price, even if the Academy price goes up, your price will never go up. So if you enroll today for $37 and later on the price increases as we grow, your price will never go up. You're locked into that price, which is a great thing about enrolling now. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick break, just reminding you, right, if you're ready to enroll, go ahead and start now so that way you can get in and get excited, watch that welcome video. Let me know in the chat because I'm going to celebrate you. And let me know exactly how that goes, but we're going to go ahead and continue through the Q&A session, but just really excited. Again, there's an enroll button there. Okay, so the next question is, how do I transition into a new industry or field? Okay, for transitioning, if you do not have that skill and that experience in your background, or so you think, you're going to rely on what is called transferable skills. Transferable skills are things that you don't actually have the specific skills that are asked for in the job description, but you've done something similar at some point in your career. And so what you want to do is align those things. So if they say they are looking for project management skills, right? You may not have oversaw a project to the scale that they're looking for. Your job title may never have been project manager, but I guarantee you that you have managed a project, you have worked with others to make sure that's completed, and you do have those skills. So instead of saying, I don't have project management skills, I don't know, I've never done that before, even though it's something that I really want, you do. You have done this before. That should go on your resume. That should be what you speak about in your interview. And that's truly how you transition from one career path to another. You go through that position, you identify what they need, and you align that as closely as you can to the skills that you have, right? And there's almost always a way to highlight those transferable skills if you look hard enough and you truly understand what they're looking for. So just do some research there and you'll be just fine. Okay. Next question is, will this help me land a job in human resources? Okay, so even though this person asked about human resources, yeah, it's not, it doesn't matter what field you are in. This is going to help you understand how to gain clarity about your job search, how to pursue it, how to be successful in your career, and how to be successful later moving forward, right? So this can be really molded and shaped any career path as long as you follow, right, the framework. So if in human resource, I don't know why this person became, I guess because I'm in human resources. Yes. If it's for sales or IT or marketing, like you can use these skills at any point in your job search, whether that's entry level, mid-level, manager, director, executive, like these same skills are going to be relevant through your entire career path, and they're going to help you no matter what industry or field you're going into, okay? All right, so the next one is, when is the deadline to enroll? So you have 7 days to enroll to get it at the $37 price, as well as get the strategy session. But I really encourage you to go ahead and do this now while I'm here. One, so I can celebrate you, and two, so that you can go ahead and jump in, right? Because what this training does is it gives you momentum. It fires you up. It gives you motivation to move forward. So I want you to continue with that same energy right? And that same mindset as you get into the academy. So if you were on the fence, like, let me know what's keeping you on the fence, especially if you know these things are going to help you and you've been struggling with some of these things in here, like interviewing your resume, okay? Like, I don't want you to miss this opportunity because it's going to be really great for your career, and that strategy session, like, it's going to be great. Like, we're going to talk about the things, okay? So, like I said, you do have 7 days to enroll to get that price and the strategy session, but I really encourage you to enroll today. All right, so I think I have time for one last question. We've been in the Q&A session for maybe like 20 minutes or so. So this is my last question, and then I'll see who enrolled. Okay. So how many jobs should I apply to at one time? Okay, so yeah. In the training, I talked about that you should try and apply to about 5. Right? Is that truly a hard and fast rule? Like, oh my God, I'm applied to 6. Like, I can't. Like, no, you can apply to 5, 6, or 7. But I feel like 5 is a good number because 5 really allows you, again, and this is in one cycle. So that doesn't mean like you can't apply to 5 more until you get till you get rejected from all of them. That's not what that means. But it's like in chunks, right? So like, don't go through and apply to 20 jobs. Okay, you apply to 5 so that you have time to follow up. You have time to reach out to the people in the company if you're using networking. You have time to research and take some training sessions on some of those skills, right? If that's the advanced strategy that you choose. So it's not really about actually the number, but I think 5 is a decent number where it's manageable, allows you to do those additional advanced strategies and follow up, and doesn't lead you to being overwhelmed, right? Because we're more of a tailored, targeted approach than a broad, whoever will hire me approach, right? Because we're applying for jobs that are our dream jobs, so it takes time, and we should take the time to review those adequately, okay? And take time to apply. All right, so that's the end of the Q&A. I really hope that you join, right? I'm so excited for those of you who have already joined. I do see some in the chat, so welcome, welcome. I'm really excited to be working with each of you. Can't wait to get your strategy session going. I see y'all. Y'all are fabulous. Congratulations for joining the Black Professionals Academy. For those of you who are still on the fence, like, let me know in the chat why you're not sure, what's holding you back. I definitely want to try and get those questions answered for you. You're also more than welcome to follow up with me via email with those questions. So my email is hello@mercedesswan.com, okay? So let me know. But again, you enroll today, you get all of these really awesome resources, the group coaching, the master classes, the training videos, and the career challenges for just $37 a month. And yeah, you get access to all of these great things. So I hope you enjoy. I hope for those of you who are still on the call that you decide to join. And like I mentioned, for those of you who are still thinking about this and you're not really sure like whether or not this is going to be helpful for you, like I promise you the one-on-one strategy session is going to help you so much because it's going to help you figure out where to focus, right? So like if you're like, okay, well, I don't know where my career path is right now, like that strategy session is going to help you get clear on that. If you're like, well, I don't know if my resume is my issue, like we can talk about your resume during those sessions. So during that one-on-one session. And like I said, normally outside of this, like a 30-minute session would be about $50. So it's just included for free in the academy. And it's just something that, oh my gosh, it's going to help you so much. Okay. All right. So before I head out to enroll, click on that pretty button to enroll or hit mercedesswan.com/BPA. I can't tell you how excited and how much I have really loved spending the past hour, almost hour and a half with you all. I hope that you've got so much out of this. And whether or not you decide to join the academy, like it was such a pleasure to get to know you. Like this was so exciting. I know that you're going to do great things in your career, that you are going to land your dream job. I hope that I get to work with you while you do that. But if not, that is totally okay. You are Black, you are bold, you are beautiful, and you're going to do the thing, okay? So I love that you are in my community. Let's continue to stay engaged. And for those of you who have joined, congratulations. I'm excited. I will see you in the academy. Run around your office, your house, wherever you are. Run around, enjoy that, and I will see you all later. Okay, bye.